Tonight I'm going to be doing a trial run on a vintage Sunbeam Mixmaster. I'm going to be using this Jello no-bake pie in order to test it out. Let's get started. Here we have the Mixmaster out and ready. Now this only actually came with two sizes of bowls. We have a small bowl and a large bowl. This recipe calls for using a medium bowl, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and try it on the large. We're going to go ahead and put that down, and I'm going to plug the unit in, making sure that it's on the off position. We're going to add 2 cups of water to the recipe and then get it going. I don't want to send powder everywhere, so I'm going to just go ahead and add my 2 cups and turn this to 6, which is about medium, and let's see how this goes. Okay, well, I've already seen one mistake, and that's that I haven't changed the position of the bowl from the small to the large setting, and that's going to set the beaters to the edge of the bowl. My bad. Let's try again. Been about 3 minutes. Now, one thing you'll notice with these vintage machines is that it doesn't have KitchenAid's proprietary planetary action. What that means is the beaters aren't moving around in the bowl for you on a circular pattern. The bowl has to move, and you kind of have to help it. So using a vintage machine such as this, you're kind of going to have to do teamwork. You and the machine work together, but it does a great job. I got in here a little bit with my spatula along the edge, making sure that all the powder, the filling powder, did get all incorporated in. And you can see that it did a great job. We're going to go ahead and get this right into the pie pan. Everything's been washed and we're ready for the next step. So we're going to go ahead and put our beaters back in. Now you'll notice on these, there are 2 separate kinds of beaters. Here you have one that's more square, and then you have one that's more rounded. Now the rounded one is going to go to the edge of your bowl. You don't want the square one going to the bowl or it's going to hit. So make sure you install those correctly. Do the rounded one first, and then install the second one. Again, this particular step calls for a medium bowl, so we're going to opt for the large bowl. Once we get more used to this machine, we'll be able to better gauge when we can use the small versus the large. Beater down. Our water is going in. 2/3 cup water this time. And on this one, we're going to be doing a whipped topping, so we're going to do a higher speed. Starting slowly. Up to 9, which is whipped cream. Really, you could spin it either way. Front ways, back ways. It seems to want to go this way. And we're going to beat this for about 3.5 minutes. Alexa, stop timer. There we go. Now this is a little bit of a looser sort of whipped topping. It's going to firm up in the refrigerator. The one thing you want to remember when you're using this type of unit is you'll notice that the beaters are towards the back. Because I'm filming, I'm sort of moving towards the back with my hands. You're really going to want to be working up towards the front, away from those beaters, just as a safety precaution. So you'll be wanting to move up here, this way. Keep your hands away from the back where the beaters are working. Alright, we'll go ahead and let this drip a moment, and then I'm going to pour this onto the top of my pie. Here's our pie. We've gently poured the whipped cream topping on it. We're going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator and let it sit for about, let me see what the box says, about 1.5 hours, and let everything firm up really well. Now, I do have to tell you, my mother's 1970 version Sunbeam Mixmaster worked admirably. It did a great job. I'm going to go ahead and run you through a few of the features. So if you have one yourself or you're looking to get one, you know what you're looking at. The back here is where the control is for the speeds. This particular one is a 12-speed motor, so you want to rotate it from speeds 1 all the way to 10. Now if your hands are wet and you don't want to have to worry about turning it this way, it does have a little knob here you can also use to turn it. You can get a little more precise that way. This here tilts up, as you saw, to allow access into adding ingredients or working a little bit more with the foods that you have in the bowl. It also is removable. It's got a little knob right back here, a little button. So you can remove this for, I suppose, easy cleaning or maintenancing. It does state in the manual, though, that you are not to use this as a hand mixer. It's not to be used off of the stand. So let's go ahead and return it to its position. You have a rotating bowl. This is where your bowl goes. It has a little toggle in the front so that you can have it set here for the small bowl, or if you're using the larger bowl, it rotates forward so that the two beaters are on the far edge. This also has an accessory option. It has several, one of which would be a dough hook, which we don't have. It also has the availability to use a juicer, which fits right up in the front. I believe it also had a meat grinder attachment, and I believe something else, but I can't remember what it was. We just have the 2-size bowls and the regular beaters for this. The plug is a detachable plug, so you want to be careful that you don't lose it. And one end goes right into the back of the unit, and the other end does plug in. And other than that, we're just looking at the beaters, which we've already talked about the different shapes and why you have 2 of the different shapes. The model number for your unit is going to be reflected. Let me move the camera up and zoom in a little. Right underneath these knobs. This one is a service number MMA. At a later point in time, closer to the 70s, they changed from using model numbers to service numbers. So this one is an MMA, but you'll look under here and you'll see it as a model number or a service number. And you want to just put your attachments in, the rounded one first, and it clicks right in, and then the other one, and that's how those are installed. Pardon me. Let's turn this back around. It's currently in the large bowl position. So if I were to move it to the small bowl position, put the small bowl right there, and you'll see it's perfectly situated so that it can rotate with those 2 beaters in place without hitting the bowl. You'll tilt it back, remove that bowl, slide your tray forward, and the large bowl fits right in. And again, now this one will rotate around without hitting the sides. So that's pretty much a look at the standard Sunbeam Mixmaster, and hopefully if you have one, you really enjoy it. My mother's really enjoying this one, and if you're looking to get one, maybe that will give you an idea of how they work.